A heartwarming encounter, how a poor black girl's $2 act of kindness revealed an incredible bill. Maya was only 10, but she wore her heart like a badge. Living in a small apartment with her grandmother, who was navigating life after losing her job, Maya learned quickly that kindness mattered more than cash. It was one of those bustling afternoons at the community center, the smell of fried chicken and collard greens wafting through the air. It was a world of laughter, yet there lay hidden sorrows. Her grandmother always said that a tiny act of kindness could light up the darkest places. Little did Maya know, her $2 would become a beacon of hope. Today, she spotted a war veteran named Mr. Jenkins sitting alone at a table, surrounded by a swirl of people but untouched by their warmth. His clothes were worn, his beard tangled, and the lines on his face mapped years of battles both externally and within. Maya felt that familiar tightness in her chest. Why's no one speaking to him? She wondered. The adults whispered, glances filled with misunderstanding and prejudice. Heart pounding, against the current of teasing from her peers, she found her resolve. She had $2 left from her allowance and decided that a simple sandwich could mean the world. After purchasing the sandwich, nearly reverberating with excitement, Maya approached Mr. Jenkins. "Excuse me, sir," she beamed, holding the sandwich like a trophy. "I thought you might like this." In her tiny hands, she held what felt like the universe, a gift wrapped in genuine care. Mr. Jenkins looked up, surprised. His eyes sparkled, filled with gratitude, and the curve of his lips broke through the weight of his solitude. "Thank you, young lady," he murmured. Yet, when Maya returned to her friends, their snickers echoed like sharp stones. "Why do you waste your money on him?" They scoffed. "He's just a bum." The sting cut deeper than intended. Doubt flickered in her mind, was her kindness really misplaced? But as she replayed that moment with Mr. Jenkins, her heart stood firm. "No," she thought defiantly. "Kindness matters. It's not naive, it's powerful." One day, in a hushed conversation outside, Mr. Jenkins shared his story. "I was a businessman once," he said, eyes gazing into the distance, "until betrayal stripped everything from me." Maya listened, the vulnerability in his words hitting her like a driving rain. She learned that circumstances could sink even the strongest. His laughter was a distant memory, a haunting melody of pride lost. As the community event neared, whispers about a war hero pulled at curiosity and compassion. But the old biases lingered like smoke in the air. A rift formed. Maya stood as a bridge, navigating the emotional barriers that threatened to divide them. Can redemption exist? She pondered. Could Mr. Jenkins prove that kindness was the strongest muscle of all? Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Maya felt the eyes of her peers weighing on her. She was at that crossroad, grappling with fear and hope. Would her beliefs rally together a community fractured by division? Or would they silence her voice? The answers danced just beyond her reach, leaving her yearning for the spark that could unite, heal, and transform them all. The questions of worthiness and compassion lingered heavily, as if they too were waiting for that moment when the veil could be lifted, revealing the profound power of empathy. The community center buzzed with excitement as the event day approached. Colorful banners were hung, and tables overflowed with donated items for the fundraiser. But behind the festive atmosphere, Maya sensed the tension simmering beneath the surface. The whispers, the sidelong glances, they were all reminders of the divisions she was trying so hard to bridge. Maya stood in front of a table stacked with handmade crafts, her fingers tracing over the smooth edges of a wooden toy. She took a deep breath, trying to calm her racing heart. To her, this event wasn't just about raising money, it was about bringing people together. It was about showing Mr. Jenkins and the world that kindness wasn't just a fleeting act, it was a movement. As the clock ticked closer to the start time, Maya spotted Mr. Jenkins across the room. He was helping set up chairs, bossing around a few older kids, and his laughter rang out like music. She smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her. Moments like this, filled with connection, made all the hardships worthwhile. But then she saw her peers gathered nearby, their hushed voices drifting through the air. "He doesn't belong here," one girl said, her words laced with contempt. "He's just a washed-up vet." The group erupted into laughter, the kind that felt sharp enough to cut. Anger flared within Maya, but she squashed it down. Instead, she focused on the positive energy around her, willing herself to step into that moment and bridge the gap between the two worlds. Pushing her way through the crowd, Maya approached the table where Mr. Jenkins stood, proudly displaying his crafts. "Look!" she exclaimed. Mr. Jenkins made these all by himself. She watched as his face lit up, a mix of pride and gratitude. The laughter nearby faltered as the kids turned their heads, some curiosity replacing disdain. "Really?" one of the boys asked, eyebrows raised in surprise. "Those are cool. Maya helped me find the right tools and even cleaned my workshop," Mr. Jenkins added, his voice steady, but warm. "She's somebody who believes in the power of kindness." The murmurs changed tone, curious eyes now wandering from the crafts to the war veteran. It wasn't much, but Maya felt a flicker of victory. Maybe, just maybe, this could change things. As the evening unfolded, people began to gather around Mr. Jenkins. Stories tumbled from his lips about his life, the way he had fought for his country and the lessons he had learned through loss and redemption. Maya looked on, her heart swelling with pride. She watched as kids began to share laughs, realizing that maybe their fears were misplaced. But just as the atmosphere began to shift, a ripple of negativity swept through the crowd. An adult pointed at Mr. Jenkins and said, "We can't trust them." The words hung heavy, thickening the air around them. Maya's heart sank, and her stomach twisted. Would they allow the prejudices of old to snuff out the sparks of kindness? Before she could think, she found herself speaking up, her voice trembling but strong. "But you don't know his story. Kindness can change everything." The room fell silent, all eyes on her. She wasn't sure how far this moment could go, but the tension was palpable, teetering on a knife's edge. Maya clasped her hands, inviting everyone to listen. "If we can open our hearts, we can build something beautiful together." Could this tiny girl, standing brave against a tide of skepticism, spark a transformation? The question hung in the air like the promise of rain. Would her words be enough to shift a narrative long woven with misunderstanding, or would they drown in the shadows of prejudice? The next moment could change everything. Maya's heart pounded loudly in her chest as she awaited a response, the eyes of the crowd boring into her. Each person present felt the weight of her challenge, the call to open their hearts fluttering between them like a fragile butterfly. For one jarring moment, the usual commotion of the community center dissolved into silence. She glanced around, pulling courage from the faces surrounding her. Some kids exchanged glances, their earlier laughter replaced by a mixture of confusion and curiosity. Maya could see the shift. The most cynical among them were beginning to waver. "Why should we trust him?" someone finally scoffed, a cheeky boy who was normally quick to bully. Maya could feel the heat creeping up her neck, but she pushed back the sting of rejection. "Because trust is earned, not given. And he's trying, he's here, sharing his life with us. Isn't that what we should be doing?" Mr. Jenkins stepped forward then, his face resolute, but filled with emotion. "I've made a lot of mistakes in my life," he said, his voice steady, "but I've also learned that we can change. We can do better together. We can create a future that doesn't live in fear." Maya watched as his words washed over the crowd. Some nodded willingly, while others crossed their arms defiantly. She took a deep breath, feeling like she was standing on a precipice. Kindness isn't just about helping someone. It's about seeing them for who they are and letting them in. As her words spread through the space, she noticed a flicker of hope spark amongst the older kids. Willing to listen, willing to see through the facade the community had built. Feeling the momentum shift, she continued, "When I was younger, I felt all alone. No one wanted to understand me. But then, I found my own kindness and it became a bridge." Then, in an unexpected moment of clarity, Maya thought of her own favorite memory, when she had sewn a blanket from scraps, giving it to someone who needed warmth. Just like that one act changed someone's day, we can make a change that lasts longer than we could imagine. Still unsure, a girl from the back spoke up softly, "What if we tried it? Like, even just tonight?" The challenge hung in the air, an invitation to action. Maya seized the moment, smiling, "Exactly. Let us ask Mr. Jenkins to teach us how to make our own crafts. Let us sell them together and give all the money to those who need it." The weight of doubt shifted as murmurs began to ripple through the crowd. A boy stood up, saying, "And we can include anyone who wants to help. Everyone brings something." Maya's heart raced. Could this collaboration, this act of kindness, finally shatter the walls that divided them? The energy in the room crackled with possibility. "Let us show this community what it means," Maya urged, her spirit soaring at the idea of unity. "Let us build something beautiful together." The kids began to gather around Mr. Jenkins, edging closer, inspired by her courage. Maya felt hope blossom as she watched archaic barriers start to crumble, if only just a little. But just as the excitement climbed, another voice broke through, this one deeper and sharper. "And what if it doesn't work? What if it only turns into another mess?" Maya froze. The question loomed like a storm cloud, casting a shadow over her growing optimism. Would they truly find the strength to come together, or would fear choke the beauty of this moment? All at once, it felt like the stakes had shifted, and her heart thundered in her ears. Was she prepared to take the risk? In this critical moment, she realized that the only way to change the narrative was to risk her own beliefs, and that was just the beginning. Would love and trust win, or would skepticism prevail? The clock was ticking, and the answer awaited just beyond the horizon. Maya held her breath, feeling the tension in the air wrap around her like a heavy cloak. The doubt lingered, swirling among the kids like an unwelcome wind. What if it didn't work? The weight of that question pressed down on her heart, and for a fleeting moment, she considered retreating, letting fear take control. But deep within, a flicker of determination ignited. "Look," Maya said, her voice trembling yet resolute, "nothing great was ever built without a little fear. It's like making a craft we don't know how it will turn out until we try. This might be messy, but isn't that the beauty of it? The mistakes we learn from them." A few kids exchanged glances, some nodding slightly, as if her words were echoing in their minds. Mr. Jenkins, who had been observing quietly, stepped forward again, his expression softening. "Maya's right. Every masterpiece starts from a rough draft. The real challenge isn't about the outcome, it's about coming together to create something meaningful." That seemed to take root. Slowly, the kids began to mumble their thoughts, some eager to contribute their own skills. "I know how to knit," shouted a girl with curly hair. "I can paint," chimed in a boy with bright blue sneakers. Even that cynical boy who had sneered earlier looked less certain. Seeing the spark of collaboration igniting around her brought tears to Maya's eyes. It was happening. The doubt was melting away like morning frost under the sun. She clapped her hands, her heart swelling with pride. "Okay, let us do this. We can meet every day this week after school to plan. We'll gather supplies, share ideas, and make it happen." The crowd was buzzing now, chatter rising like new music. Maya felt lighter, almost weightless. A warmth spread through her as she imagined all the laughter and creativity that would fill the room. Yet, she couldn't shake the lingering fear that loomed over the excitement. What if it fell apart when things got tough? That evening, as Maya sat on her bed, stitching together bits of fabric from her earlier projects, she couldn't help but reflect. This wasn't just about crafting, a deeper change was at play. She thought about all their stories, each kid carrying their weight, invisible struggles echoing in their laughter. The next day at school, Maya was buzzing with anticipation. As she walked through the gates, she looked around, searching for her friends. However, a tense atmosphere hung in the air. Whispers passed between the kids, and she caught snippets of conversations that made her stomach twist. Who does she think she is? A girl sneered. Just because she sews a few blankets doesn't mean she can change everything. Maya's heart sank. The doubters were regrouping. She felt a chill trickle down her spine. This was the moment she had feared, the potential unraveling of their newfound unity. The edges of her resolve began to fray as she questioned whether her vision could withstand the force of their skepticism. As she approached the meeting spot after school, she wondered how to mend the cracks in this fragile alliance. But before she could even take a deep breath, the door swung open, and Mr. Jenkins stood there, a shimmering glint in his eye. Maya. You won't believe what just happened. Maya blinked, her heart racing anew, an urge to fight back the shadows gathering. Because just like before, amidst fear, hope flickered and pushed for a chance to shine. Would this chance be enough to keep them together, or would the fears of yesterday unravel the dream? Maya's heart raced as she stepped into the classroom. Mr. Jenkins looked almost giddy, a smirk creeping on his face. I just got off the phone with a local business, he started, his voice vibrating with excitement. They want to sponsor our project. Supplies, workshop space, everything we'll need to bring our idea to life. A wave of murmur swept through the kids, disbelief mixed with intrigue. Maya glanced at her friends, their eyes wide and bright, the earlier tension beginning to lift. As if sensing the moment's potential, Mr. Jenkins continued, this isn't just about crafting. It's about showing our community what we're capable of when we work together. Maya felt a tight knot in her throat. Could it be true? The doubt that clung to her like a damp cloak began to evaporate. She stepped forward, heart pounding. So, what do we need to do? That's the best part. Mr. Jenkins clasped his hands together. We need to create a presentation for the business owners. Show them why our project matters to us and how it can make an impact. Excited murmurs bounced around the room. Ideas bounced thicker than confetti. Maya could hardly keep up. The boy in the bright sneakers spoke up first. We can show them sketches of the crafts we want to make. And explain why they're important. The girl with curly hair added, I can take photos of our supplies as we gather them. It'll help them see our progress and feel involved. Maya looked around, soaking in the energy, the camaraderie. The fragile threads of unity were weaving tighter, wrapping around them in a tapestry of hope. As they delved into planning, the room filled with laughter and clattering of papers. For the first time in months, Maya felt as if she were part of something real, something bigger than herself. Yet, mixed beneath that joy, a seed of apprehension rooted itself deeper. What if things didn't go as planned? What if the community turned away from them? Those thoughts were quickly pushed aside when Mr. Jenkins revealed one final surprise. I also convinced them to let us set up a booth at the upcoming community fair. It's a chance to showcase what we've created and to ask for further support. Cheers erupted, echoing off the classroom walls like fireworks. Maya couldn't stop the smile spreading across her face. In that moment, all the hard work, all the doubts seemed manageable. But just as hope cradled Maya, she caught sight of a familiar face lingering at the doorway. It was the girl who had sneered at her the day before. The girl's brow was furrowed, but there was a flicker of curiosity reflected in her eyes. Maya's heart skipped a beat. Could this be the turning point? Hey, Maya called out, voice steady, you're welcome to join us if you want. The girl hesitated, glancing at her friends who were still laughing and chatting nearby. For a moment, the air hung heavy with possibility. Maybe, she replied, a hint of uncertainty threading through her words. Without waiting for an answer, she slipped back outside, leaving a question lingering in the room. Maya watched her go, feeling the mix of hope and uncertainty churn within her. Transformations had begun, but would they be enough to draw in even the doubters? As the kids broke into animated discussions, Maya felt that familiar weight return, balancing the joy with an inkling of fear. Would acceptance find its way into the cracks of doubt? Or were they still perched on the edge, waiting to tumble? As the group continued brainstorming ideas, the clock ticked on, and Maya knew that every minute counted. Tomorrow could change everything or tear it apart. She took a deep breath, preparing herself for whatever came next. The next morning arrived with a sense of electric anticipation crackling in the air. Maya stepped into school, her stomach a bundle of nerves and excitement. The chatter in the hallways felt different today, bigger and more purposeful. She could see the banners already being hung for the community fair, bright and inviting against the dull bricks of the building. In their classroom, the kids had gathered early, every seat filled with faces glowing from the promise of possibilities. Mr. Jenkins stood at the front, his enthusiasm spilling over as he laid out more details about their upcoming presentation. Today, I want each of you to think about your roles. Who wants to be the lead presenter? Who can help with visuals? Maya's heart swelled. She could see hands shoot up without hesitation. But amidst the excitement, her thoughts drifted back to that girl from the previous day. What if she came back? Would the rest of the group accept her? Let us do a quick team-building exercise. Mr. Jenkins clapped his hands, pulling the students back into focus. Form pairs and brainstorm a quick idea about what you could showcase at the fair. Maya turned to her desk neighbor, a boy with a bright smile and infectious enthusiasm. What if we create something interactive? Something that gets everyone involved? Like a craft that they can try out themselves? He beamed, writing down notes as they bounced ideas off each other. The room buzzed with creativity, laughter echoing as students shared sketches and mock-ups. But at the back of her mind lingered that thread of uncertainty. As the session wound down, the door creaked open, and Maya's heart skipped again. The girl from before stepped into the room. Her earlier hesitation seemed to melt away under the bright energy of the classroom. This time, she didn't linger by the door. Instead, she walked to the group. "Can I join in?" she asked, her voice steady but soft. Maya felt a rush of warmth flood her cheeks. Of course. We're just brainstorming ideas for the fair. They spent the next few minutes brainstorming together, Maya feeling relief wash over her as she watched the girl begin to smile. It was beautiful, seeing someone break out of their shell. With each laugh and idea shared, Maya sensed her own doubts wavering. "This is cool," the girl exclaimed, looking at a sketch Maya had drawn. "I think we can add more colors to it, make it really pop." "Yeah, let us do it," Maya responded, her heart swelling with excitement. As they collaborated, an amusing moment broke through their serious work. The curly-haired girl from earlier had got an entire box of glitter and sent it flying, creating a shimmering chaos around their workspace. Laughter erupted, filling the room with warmth. Just then, Mr. Jenkins clapped loudly, smiling at the group. "All right, team. Let us wrap this up. I want everyone to do a short presentation at the end of the week and we'll showcase what you've come up with." Maya's heart raced again. It was real now, their idea was becoming something tangible. Yet, just as everything seemed aligned, the girl hesitated and looked down. What if the community doesn't believe in us? What if we mess up? Maya felt that familiar weight tugging at her chest. But she took a deep breath. If we give it our all, they will see how much this means to us. They will believe in us. The girl nodded, a tiny flicker of hope igniting in her eyes. It wasn't just about the project anymore, it was about daring to dream together, to bridge divides that once felt insurmountable. As they gathered their ideas and brainstorming notes, Maya felt a renewed sense of determination bubbling within her. This was their chance, not just to showcase their crafts but to show the community who they truly were. Could acceptance and unity blossom in the heart of uncertainty? Would the fair transform into a celebration of not just their ideas but their newfound friendships too? The clock ticked away the moments until the next class, propelling them toward the unknown outcome. Maya's pulse quickened. What awaited them just around the corner? The days leading up to the fair flew by like colorful leaves in the autumn breeze. Maya's enthusiasm soared as they worked on their project, crafting every detail with love. Each meeting felt like a new adventure, a blend of laughter, brainstorming, and moments of vulnerability. The curly-haired girl, whose name was Kira, blossomed within the group. She shared ideas and created visuals that made their craft shine brighter than ever. One afternoon, as they huddled around a table, Maya noticed Kira biting her lip, a look of uncertainty crossed her face. "What's wrong?" Maya asked, setting down a paintbrush. Kira hesitated, glancing down at her hands. "I've been thinking I don't have any money to help out with the materials. I don't want to let you guys down." Maya's heart sank, knots tightening in her chest. She had seen the sparkle in Kira's eyes as she came alive in their project. "You won't let us down. We can figure this out together." The group rallied around Kira. They pooled their allowances, some offering to buy extra supplies, while others promised to help with anything she needed. Seeing how everyone truly wanted her to be a part of this made Kira's eyes shine with gratitude. "Thank you, all of you," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. With every passing day, their bond deepened. They shared lunch, swapped stories, and filled the air with dreams of what the fair could bring. The anticipation thickened as the fair loomed closer, with every school announcement fueling their excitement. Then came the day before the fair. It was chaotic, colorful, and buzzing with energy. Maya was hanging up their final display when someone bumped into her from behind, causing her to stumble. She turned to see it was Ben, one of the popular kids from their grade. "Watch it." He laughed, brushing off his jeans nonchalantly. His friend snickered, making Maya's cheeks flush with embarrassment. "Leave her alone, Ben." Kira stepped forward, her voice bold. "That's rich. What do you know about teamwork? Look at your group. This is elementary school stuff." He sneered, pushing through the crowd. Maya felt the weight of his ridicule like a heavy cloak. She tried to shrug it off, but deep down, it stung. What if he was right? What if they were just kids playing pretend? That evening, Maya lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Unease coiled in her stomach. Would they all really make an impression the next day? Just as her mind swirled with worries, her phone buzzed. A text was from Kira, filled with determination. "Tomorrow, we show them what we've got. I believe in us, Maya. Let us prove them wrong." Her heart skipped. A sudden wave of gratitude washed over her for having Kira by her side. Maybe they could indeed prove everyone wrong. The next morning arrived clouded with a hint of rain, dropping cool droplets on the pavement as Maya walked to school. She felt a sense of urgency in the air, every drop pushing her forward. The fair was here, the moment they'd worked for. As she stepped into the school, she caught sight of their booth preparing to unveil itself. Banners hung proudly, colors vivid against the gray sky. But just amidst the growing positive energy, she noticed someone lingering behind the display, a familiar figure observing, but this time with a frown across their face. It was Ben, and he didn't appear to be done yet. Maya's heart raced. What would he say? Would he carry that negativity into their space? This was at the pivotal moment that could either break them or make them stronger. Would they rise above the doubts? Would they show their community the true value of unity and creativity? With each breath, Maya steeled herself for whatever words Ben had in store. She took a step closer to the booth, ready for whatever was to come. What would their moment reveal in the heart of the fair? As Maya approached their booth, her heart thumping with a mix of hope and dread, Ben moved closer, his eyes narrowing as if sizing them up for a fight. The chatter of students and the lively atmosphere of the fair felt distant now, overshadowed by the uncertainty swirling in Maya's mind. "Think you guys can really pull this off?" Ben scoffed, crossing his arms. "I mean, it's just a school project, right?" From behind her, Maya felt Kira's presence shift. "It is a school project," she interjected, her voice steady. "But it means something more to us." "Does it?" Ben shot back, his eyebrows raised in mock disbelief. "When you can't even scrape together a budget? You really think anyone is going to care?" Maya took a deep breath, summoning every ounce of courage. "We've worked hard on this. And we believe in it." Ben's group chuckled, but Maya noticed that not all of them seemed convinced. A few even wore faint looks of curiosity instead of scorn. There was power in their unity, a feeling that maybe they could shift the opinion of even those who doubted them. "Let us just see how it actually goes," Ben said with a final contemptuous glance, beginning to back away. "You might be in for a surprise." Just as Maya thought he would leave, a girl named Emma, one of Ben's friends, lingered for a second. "Don't mind him. I think your project looks cool." The words were unexpected and made Maya's heart flutter with cautious optimism. "Thanks," Kira replied with a shy smile, her eyes lighting up. Maya felt the shift in herself, too. Maybe today would indeed be their moment. With a rallying cry, they huddled together behind their booth, a little island of creativity in a sea of discovery. The subtle scent of popcorn wafted through the air and laughter rang out from all around, granting them warmth and strength. "Okay, let us do this," Maya encouraged. They had colorful posters, interactive games, and even little prizes to give away. Their project wasn't just some collection of art supplies, it was a piece of themselves. The fair buzzed to life. Kids eagerly gathered in front of their booth, eyes wide with excitement. One by one, they approached, sharing laughter and stories while trying their hands at the activities. Hours passed, and Maya felt lighter each minute. She watched Kira brighten as she engaged with a group of kids, their laughter melding with the music drifting from the stage nearby. Maya couldn't help but smile at how far Kira had come, confident, vibrant, and a force of nature. Then, amidst the hustle and bustle, Maya noticed a little girl standing off to the side, clutching a crumpled $2 bill in her tiny hand. She wore an oversized jacket, the sleeves almost swallowing her hands. Hesitant, she looked at the booth, then back at the money, unsure. "Are you okay?" Maya asked gently, kneeling down to be eye level with her. I want to help," the girl said, her voice trembling slightly. "You want to help?" Maya echoed, surprised. "Yes. But I don't have enough for everything." The girl's eyes were sincere, wide with hope. Maya's chest swelled. "You know, every little bit counts. You can give us that, and we can share the fun together." The girl grinned, her gaze brightening. Just like that, something magical sparked an unanticipated act of kindness that rippled through the fair. "Maya," Kira called, brushing back her hair in excitement. "You have to see what's happening at the booth." Curious, Maya turned back. A crowd had begun to gather. People were watching, eyes full of respect and awe. Their project, their joint creation, was more than just a booth. It was becoming a symbol of community and connection. Maya could hardly breathe as the reality began to settle in. This day was not just about proving Ben wrong, it was an opportunity to showcase the strength of their friendship and creativity. Yet, as the applause grew and the smiles widened, a shadow loomed in the back of her mind. What if this was just a fleeting moment? What if the doubts they had faced turned out to be true in the end? Maya bit her lip, looking out at the crowd. Just then, she spotted Ben watching, an expression of unfamiliar admiration flickering across his face. Could that be real? Was there a change after all? As the fair carried on, ready for whatever came next, Maya realized she was standing at a crossroads, balancing between hope and dread. What awaited her at the end of this adventure? Would Ben's perspective truly shift? The answer was still unknown, as tantalizing as it was frightening. The buzz around their booth grew even more intense, filling Maya's heart with excitement. Children darted in and out, laughter ringing like music in the air. She watched Kira shine as she animatedly demonstrated one of their activities to a small group, her joy contagious. It was as if they were all in their own little world, one colored by positivity and resilience. "Hey, maybe we should make a sign that says everyone welcome," Kira suggested, beaming, her hands still animatedly gesturing. "It would show that this is a space for everyone." Maya nodded, caught in the warmth of the moment, but she couldn't shake the weight of Ben's earlier taunts. Just when she thought they were gaining traction, those lingering doubts crept back in. Were they reaching as many people as possible? Would this all fizzle out once the fair ended? "Maybe you're right," Maya replied, forcing a smile as she fought against her inner turmoil. "It's just, what if we don't get enough people to notice? What if it all collapses?" Her voice dropped, filled with an unexpected honesty. Kira paused and looked Maya in the eyes. "Maya, look around you. People are coming together to share in what we've created. This is just the beginning." Her confidence lit a spark of reassurance within Maya. Before she could respond, another flurry of kids rushed toward the booth, drawn in by the games and the prizes. Each laugh intertwined with Maya's growing hopes, tugging her gently toward a horizon filled with possibilities. They spent the next few minutes thriving, explaining games, handing out colorful prizes, and soaking in the smiles of those around them. As the sun began to dip, casting a golden glow, an unexpected hush swept through the crowd. Silence turned curious faces toward a makeshift stage set up at the far end of the fairgrounds. A teacher, Ms. Rivera, took center stage with a microphone in hand, a serious yet warm expression settling on her face. "Students, I have an announcement to make," she started, and Maya felt her stomach drop. "We've seen such fantastic creativity and community today, but one booth has truly stood out." Suddenly, all eyes turned toward Maya and Kira's booth. They've captured the spirit of togetherness and kindness better than anyone else here. Ms. Rivera continued. "I want to recognize Maya and Kira for their incredible work today. Let us give them a round of applause." The crowd erupted into cheers. Maya's breath hitched in her throat, her heart soaring alongside the claps that rang like thunder around them. She glanced at Kira, who looked bewildered yet radiant. "Can you believe this?" Maya mumbled incredulously. She felt warmth spread through her, erasing the vague unease that had hung over her moments before. Then Ben's voice cut through the din. "Well, this is unexpected." His tone was mischievous but carried a new undercurrent. Maya spun around to see Ben stepping forward, the crowd parting for him, surprise written all over his face. Coffee-colored eyes met hers, and for the first time, she didn't see mockery. Instead, she saw something almost akin to respect. "What's your secret?" he said, eyebrows raised, almost challenging her. "How do you get everyone here?" Maya opened her mouth to respond, but words tangled in her throat. This encounter was like a collision of two worlds, one where they had to fight for every scrap of approval and another where dreams burst into life unexpectedly. In that moment, her inner voice began to stir with possibility. Perhaps today wasn't just about proving who could win the fair, but about crafting connections where they hadn't existed before. Maya took a deep breath, her heart racing with nervous excitement. "We just wanted to create something that brought people together," she managed. "And I guess it worked?" As Ben scratched the back of his head in thought, Maya felt a rush of adrenaline. She didn't want this moment to fizzle out. She wanted to seize it and rapidly send ripples through the fair a chance to share their journey, to show that there was so much more behind the surface. Would she dare to reach out? To invite Ben into their story? Her pulse quickened as she weighed the choice before her. What awaited them all if she took that leap? The air thickened with potential as she stood there, heart hammering louder than ever. Would she go for it, making every moment count, or let her fears hold her back? Maya stood at the crossroads of vulnerability and bravery, her heart racing like a wild drumbeat. Ben's eyes glimmered with curiosity, and she sensed an opportunity, a chance to open a door where before there was only judgment. "Ben, why don't you come help us?" she suggested, her voice clear and inviting. "You could share your ideas, we could really use fresh thoughts." A collective gasp rippled through the crowd, hearts thumping in synchrony as all attention focused on Ben. He opened his mouth, probably to scoff, but caught in the moment's authenticity, he paused. The gravity of unity surrounded them, and for once, the divisions seemed less stark. Sure. Why not?" Ben shrugged, albeit with a hint of uncertainty, stepping awkwardly closer. Maya smiled. "Great. We can use your perspective too. Everyone deserves to be part of this." Suddenly, their booth turned into a melting pot of ideas, laughter cracking like summer thunder. Slowly, Ben began to share how he thought their booth could reach even more people. Kira and Maya exchanged amazed looks, hope blooming as they watched the doubt within their group fade. As the crowd hovered, Maya took a deep breath, gathering her courage. "You know," she started, her voice rising above the newfound excitement, "this isn't just about crafts or a project. It's about us, our stories. It's about showing that kindness can break down walls." Those words lingered in the air, palpable and charged. People nodded, considering the weight of her message. Realization flickered through them like early morning light breaking through clouds. Maya continued, "And every single one of you has something to offer. Your experiences, your hopes, they matter. Just like Mr. Jenkins taught me." She pointed to the old war veteran, watching nearby, eyes shimmering with pride. "If he can find his way back here, so can we. Let us create together." The crowd erupted again, not just with applause but with enthusiasm, with life. Children, teenagers, and adults began to gather around their booth, eager to participate. Maya's heart swelled with an overwhelming mix of disbelief and joy, each beat resonating with what they had all worked toward. Mr. Jenkins stepped to the forefront. "Yes. Let us show the world the power of community. Kindness doesn't have a price, it's free and limitless." A ripple of resolution surged through the crowd. They began sharing personal stories, activities, and ideas, all of their collective experiences blending together. Laughter erupted from every corner, infusing the atmosphere with warmth. The fair felt alive, a vibrant canvas splashed with colors of friendship and empathy. Maya couldn't hold back the tears that streamed down her cheeks. Each emotion felt like a painting, and they were painting the world anew, stroke by stroke. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, painting it orange and gold, people began pitching in materials and ideas. Together, they crafted not just art but a legacy, a heartfelt testament to transformation and understanding. Maya turned to Ben, who wore an uncharacteristically earnest smile. "You know," she said, brushing away a tear, "I didn't think you'd join us." "Neither did I," he replied. "But honestly, it feels good to be part of something that matters." They exchanged a look filled with understanding, a true awakening. And like a scene unfolding in a heartwarming movie, they united, a symbolic embrace of hope and resilience, breaking down barriers. Later that evening, as the fair came to a close, Mr. Jenkins gathered everyone. "This is just the beginning," he said, his voice rising. "Keep this spirit alive. Carry it back to your communities. Show them kindness. Show them you care. Warm smiles radiated through the crowd, a gentle embrace settling between them. It wasn't just about the fair anymore, it had become a movement. Maya walked home that night, hand in hand with Kira. The glow in her heart burned brighter than any fear could shadow. "Do you think they'll remember?" she asked, almost breathless. "They have to. We showed them how," Kira replied confidently, her grip tightening. Maybe this. Was it the acknowledgement that love, understanding, and kindness could triumph against any doubt or struggle? With the stars twinkling above like millions of wishes granted, Maya knew deep within a quiet, powerful surge. Change had begun to unfold, and it floated on the wings of kindness. The world was waiting for them to take flight together. As those glimmers of hope twinkled overhead, a new chapter awaited just beyond the horizon. They would soar forward, hands clasped in unity, arms spread wide embracing all the goodness the future held. If you're still here, touched by this transformation, you need to subscribe now. This is the moment to show your support for these heartwarming stories. Leave a like now to keep the algorithm shining on our tales. Comment below your thoughts on this incredible journey. How did it touch your heart? And please, share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need this spark of kindness in their lives. Don't wait not even one more second to spread the love.